today. From NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas. It's Week 10 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans taking on Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers.
On a wonderful fall afternoon in the state of Texas, the roof is open and we've got football from NRG Stadium in Houston. They do it big here in Houston, and a second ago it was a Texas-sized welcome for their hometown guys. They're fired up and ready to go as they get set to match up with the Green Bay Packers. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he returns this to the 22. Texans taking over offensively, and it is, of course, Deshaun Watson who leads them out at quarterback.
And he's exactly the man you want in control of your offense. Excellent arm, good zip on the ball, not afraid to use his legs when he needs to. And what he's excelled at doing is making plays when the first read isn't available or when the pressure is about to get to him.
Now a play fake, and it's Watson. And his first pass is incomplete.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Watson, it's complete. He finds Falk here. And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. And what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain. I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Now a draw play, it's Falk, and 3 yards there, takes him to the 45.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And he's going to be met behind the line of scrimmage and taken down. And a penalty flag is going to come out on top of it. So they decline it as that will bring up 4th.
And I know that yardage and field position are keys to any game played, but you've got to consider downs when you're talking about penalties, and they wisely did not take that one and made it 4th down.
Returnable for Thomas. It'll wind up being a net of 41. 9-yard return, 50 on the punt. And the Packer drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. Time to see the offense for Green Bay go to work. Aaron Rodgers leading them. What a career it's been. Came into the league back in 2005 as the number 24 pick out of Cal.
I remember watching him in college and seeing a guy that you knew had great potential, but I don't know that anyone knew then we would see how he would blossom as an NFL player who will go down as one of the all-time great quarterbacks. Can make every throw from every angle with terrific mobility, and he knows how to win games, always in contention for a championship.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Rodgers will try again on second down. Green brings it in. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. Well, this defense for the Texans, they were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks, and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield when all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
Here's Rodgers. Got him in. It's Brown. And he is going to have a Packers first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5. And again, it's Rodgers. Gets it off to Freeman. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. A good gain on first. Has them set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
Here's Rodgers to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But, you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
They'll run on first down. It's Green. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Now they'll throw with Rodgers. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on 3rd. Rodgers now to throw. To the left side here for Eifert. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 30.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 30-yard line. Throwing is Rodgers. This will be caught by Brown. And out of bounds right around the 20. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag. Because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. On 2nd and very short, Rodgers. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down leads us to 3rd and inches. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he is going to have a Packers first down, maybe by about a yard as they find a way to convert on 3rd and inches. No score after 1. EA Sports. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
And he is not going to make it. They stop him up short, and this will remain a 6-0 ball game.
An unsuccessful attempt at the 2-point conversion, and it was a triple option play, and they chose option 1, handing it to the fullback, and that's not normal.
And sometimes you just miss your read key, right?
Yeah, I think so. And sometimes they actually call that, thinking that maybe everyone will bypass the fullback going out to the tailback or the quarterback. But in this case, they overwhelmed him and stopped him.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So now we get set to see Houston for their 2nd drive of the ball game. 5-3, their record at the halfway point. And you have to imagine that there are folks saying, hey, if we do that again in the second half, we're 10-6 and we're a playoff team.
I do think, though, that they have a couple things working against them. And number 1, the schedule, that's going to toughen up a bit because they've got some division games down the stretch, and those are always difficult. Number 2, you know they've got to stay healthy. That's the key to getting to the playoffs and winning in the playoffs. But they've got a shot at it. This is a good football team. They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score. It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Again, it's Watson. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Returnable for Thomas. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success, at least so far, here in the 2nd quarter. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37, gain of 9. Looking to throw again on second down. Rodgers, he'll let it go deep for Freeman. And this one is incomplete.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up, because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
The Packers on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Dive play, Kuhn. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
I know a lot of times we like to put players in certain boxes. He does this and he does that. But this guy, he can do a little bit of everything. He's not just a lead blocker or a guy who protects the passer. Handing the ball, he might want to get out of the way.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 49-yard line. Throwing now is Rodgers. Flush to his right. Complete to the right side. It's Eifert. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
From the 45 on 2nd down. Rodgers. Man open left side is Brown. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 29-yard line. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
They've given up a few 1st downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw, it's Rodgers. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Brown. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. It's caught here by Adams. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. 2nd and 2. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. A great play there. With his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Packers add 6 to their lead. So now Rodgers will lead the Packers up to go for 2. Rodgers will throw for it. And the Packers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. So their 2nd touchdown of this first half. They went for 2 after score number 1. Didn't get it. Now they get the equalizer, so to speak.
So to speak, and you can understand the thinking. Because they didn't get it after the first score, they wanted to get back to a normal points pattern, get up to 14. But just think, if they missed it here, only up 12-0, 1 extra point on the other side could ultimately beat you if they score twice.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Pulls it in at the 13. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Texans with the football here late in this first half. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. On first down, Watson. Throwing the out route and complete. That's Higgins. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's second down. To throw is Watson. And that one complete once again to Higgins. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. Watson now to throw. Open man, it's complete to Higgins. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. On first and 10, Watson. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. To try again after the sack, Watson. The Packers bringing in an extra member of the secondary here to try for the third down stop. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. They spot it on the midfield stripe. So it is a 60-yard attempt here. That's leaking to the right, and he missed it by a foot or 2. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is. The long-distance shot before break comes up empty, but now Charles flipped the script. Time for likely one more play as field position becomes an issue.
Yeah, when you talk about field position, remember, if this kick is missed, the ball comes back to where? The spot that they snapped it from. So field position becomes a factor. I think at this spot, you might also want to think about throwing the Hail Mary. You know, put the ball up in the air. Maybe you can get 6 out of it instead of 3.
Yeah, see what happens. A final shot before half for Rodgers. He'll let it go deep for Freeman. A high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete. So we've come to halftime here with the visiting Packers out on top. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in a minute, but first, let's take a spin around the NFL and see what's going on here in week number 10. We'll get things started up at Ford Field in Detroit. And it's the Buccaneers who are out in front in the second quarter. Tom Brady, sharp as ever. He's got 2 touchdown passes. From there, we head down south to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they trail in that one to the visiting Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders seem to be on their way to what would be a good victory. Finally, let's get down to Miami to see what's going on with the Dolphins. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Minnesota Vikings. The Dolphins are going to need to put together one heck of a run in the second half, but the win does move them to 3-6 on the year. And our game has been Aaron Rodgers, who was on target in the first half. His guys have a 2-touchdown lead as we hand it back over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the third quarter. And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And he's found the end zone twice, and now I'm guessing he's thinking, hey, let's find it 3 times.
And you got to figure from the defensive perspective, how has he gotten there twice? What are we going to do to keep him out for a 3rd time? How do we tighten things down? Because he and his offensive mates, they are really in sync right now.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Now it's Rodgers. They'll roll him out right. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Rodgers. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down. So good coverage there defensively as it looks like they'll force a punt on this opening drive of the 3rd.
Well, let's coach them up a little bit from right here in the booth. That's exactly what they needed to do. They need to start stringing together some stops, turning the ball over back to their offense, and trying to get back into this game.
Yeah, a couple scores down, but they can eat into that quickly with a nice drive here on the other side. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Texans are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 15. Throwing to start the drive. Watson out of his hands quickly to Higgins. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. And they'll run on the inside handoff. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Hands it off out of the gun. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. Behind the sticks here with a 2nd and 15. From the gun, here's Watson. Throwing deep for Galladay. And this a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Balin. And he is going to have a Texans 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A couple of 1st downs have them to the 40 now on 1st and 10. Going to give this time to the tailback. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Well, I think after that run, the defense get back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
On 2nd down and 4, Watson. And his throw is going to be incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. The They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Houston. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. Green Bay's offense ready to go again. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Rodgers now on first down. He finds his man complete. It's Brown. And he's going to get forward for about 5, but that may be coming back. What say you, Mr. Referee? So that one will be accepted. Now a handoff here to his running back. And a productive gain out to the 14 after starting at the 7. It's a gain of 7. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Eluding the pressure right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Flushed out right. And this one's incomplete.
So much for the best laid plans and best designed plays. That was good coverage along the sidelines. No place for that one to get in there. It sails incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10. Rodgers going to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Green. And he's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well.
I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to understand.
That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against him.
Now after the holding call, here's 2nd and 20. To throw is Rodgers. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Freeman. Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a first down due to the previous penalty. And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. Working from the gun, Rodgers. Throw left side complete. That's Brown. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Brandon, a good idea there on 3rd down. Run a little clear out and hope you can get your receiver the ball coming across the formation. Nice design, but well played defensively, and they stop him well short.
Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. So holding there on the return, and that'll back him up to start the next drive.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy call right there, partner. I think when the officials look in their manual and see the expression jersey getting pulled, that's a flag coming out every time.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at the 20. Out of the gun, he'll throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. 3 quarters have come and gone. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Desperation time. Watson on 4th down. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. 4th quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
Now a throw here to his running back. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Out of the gun, Watson. Able to find Higgins. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Good yardage on the completion there. When they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. Here's Watson. Throw left side, taken in by Galladay. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball. Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They will indeed snap it to Watson. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And the Packers D comes up with a big stop. So still over 3 minutes remaining in this game, but boy, not getting that when that hurt.
That's a little bit demoralizing, so they have to be careful about that because still have an opportunity if they can get some things done on defense. But now, since they've taken over on downs, a team with the ball, guess what? Going to 4-minute offense, maybe they can put this thing away.
And he finally is out of bounds, but he's down inside the 20-yard line. Oh, they hate about that? Wipes out the big play.
And I know this is the NFL, so they would probably fine you for this type of a penalty. But when I was in college, you used to have to do up-downs for the number of yards that you cost a team in a big play.
It's a gain of 3, and it'll be second down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, but they've only got it back to 3rd and 10.
And this is an absolutely big third down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Pastor, you said big third down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. Escaping the pressure right. Rodgers sliding to a stop with a first down. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Rodgers looking to throw. And the catch good. It's Eifert. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Meanwhile, Rodgers' throw taken in by Adams. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Now Rodgers. Being chased out left. Rodgers sliding to a stop with a first down. And the offense moving quickly to the line. On first down, Rodgers. Flush to his right. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration. Not a good play.
Caught Eifert over the middle. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Packers look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 21-0. So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Taken in at the 3. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Watson. It's complete. He finds Falk here. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Throwing again on 2nd down. Watson. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he goes out right around the 39.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make...
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 49. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it's a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining. On 1st down, Green flexing his muscle. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. Oh, now look at this. They're lining up to add 3 more, little insult to injury here late in the game. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over. So it's all over. A Green Bay victory. And this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
Well, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field. So you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So for Green Bay, they keep pace for a playoff spot as they move to 7-3. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for Houston, they'll lose an important one here as that drops them to 5-4 on the season. And they'll be at home for one next week as the Baltimore Ravens come to town. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew.
Entering settings screen, you have 19 options. Menu narration option is set to off is selected.